Hello, Sayan. Welcome to Volt Exchange. Volt Exchange is a growing community of electronics and semiconductor professionals. And the idea is to talk to leaders like you who are working in this industry and to be able to transfer the knowledge that you have gained to the new crop or the new people who are trying to enter into the industry. So welcome.
Thank you, Priya. So the thing is, my name is SYED JUNAID. I work with Andhra University Incubation Council, which is located in Visakhapatnam. It is also known as 𝐻𝐻. So we are trying to create an ecosystem for startups who are currently working on semiconductors and also semiconductor design. So that's where I'm here right now.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about what kind of startups do you take, and if a startup is listening to you, what should be their motto to come to you for our incubation?
So we don't have any criteria to enter into the system, because the thing is, what we feel is that everybody should require equal opportunity. That's where our CEO has a mandate saying that anybody whoever has a good idea which can be nurtured can be taken into the system. So now we are focusing towards semiconductors because people, they don't have understanding what resources they would require. So that's where we are trying to bring up resources, and our prime focus is into IoT systems because we have a grant from NIDI ITBI. So where we are supporting startups up to 10 lakhs fund to develop an IoT product.
Great. And you're also into upskilling, right? So what is that vertical about?
So we have a training center, Andhra University Skill Development Center. There we train students in semiconductor domains these days. So we are focusing on VLSI design, and we will be coming out soon with some courses on that.
Courses on design, packaging
packaging and also. So right now what we are planning is we are in a process of writing proposal to set up a semiconductor packaging training facility where students can get hands-on the basic tools like wire bonders, dicing saws and something like that. So our focus is towards building an ecosystem towards creating startups can come and explore how they could be able to work on.
How do you see the packaging opportunity in terms of upskilling right now in India?
So I feel companies like Micron and Tata setting up their facilities in Gujarat. So there is a huge demand of human resource will be coming up in near future. So that with that we could be able to have a good human resource pool if we could be able to build that kind of a facility comes up. So that's why I'm trying to persuade Andhra University and Andhra government to set up some kind of facility which could help students and graduates to come up with understanding how this industry works. This is a sector agnostic industry, we can say, because students from mechanical engineering, electronics and electrical and everybody who has understanding of materials can take part into this particular venture. So we can cater more people basically.
And for students, if they are listening to you, what would you say? What are the things they should be preparing themselves upon? Why is it that they should enter into package industry? And what are the kind of career, both in terms of compensation as well as growth? What do you see in terms of packaging industry?
So I see that the packaging is a critical part where it goes into the semiconductor manufacturing ecosystem because it's an end mile activity. So the thing is, all the efforts you put in design and then finally characterization of the particular dies and then finally finding out a die and taping it out is the crucial part. So that the professionals who are in this particular field would be having a good paid salaries, and also they would have
what kind of salaries? Can you give a range? Because for people, they would want to know, is it 2 to 5 lakhs or 5 to 10 or 10 to 15? What kind of?
It could be a range between 10 to 40 lakhs between.
And what kind of certification skills they would need for that?
So they would be requiring skills to understand there are semiconductor packaging level workshops are being conducted by a couple of agencies in India. Right now we can name SENS from IISc Bangalore, and we have CMTI from Bangalore. They are conducting level 2 workshops. So with that they could be able to understand, they can get an overall exposure what all processes would be involved in the semiconductor packaging. So you could say flip chip bonding, you could say die and wedge bonding, and if you do come across characterization, then you would have FESEM tools and SEM tools you would be using, and then you have pull tests for bond identification. So these kind of tests would be requirements. These are different job roles which I am telling, because the thing is each equipment has its specific requirements, so that you will be Anybody can learn them and then get started into this domain actually.
So you have a lot of understanding of packaging. So how do you see the industry evolving in that, apart from the announcements that we already have? How do you see where this is going in, say, 5 years' time?
So the thing is, I could feel we will be reaching out this particular like problem statement and how China is doing. Like they have micro, packaging facilities kind of a thing is available. Let's say if you are interested, and then you could be able to set up a small shop kind of a thing. You source the dye from required dye, and then you could be able to package it within your vicinity. Like, so the thing is, if you have couple of equipment and tools, if you could be able to bring into the system in such a way that like micro packaging facilities can evolve, and then you could get more like good chips coming out from India actually.
Last, what would be your message for students and startups who are looking to enter into this? How should they go about it?
So I feel there is a huge requirement in per se of system integration and so the thing is, there is a huge gap I can see there in system integration part. Like a lot of equipment are being imported from the outside of India. So if they could be able to focus and understand about how they could be able to fill in that particular gap of servicing or service engineering for these machines, there would be a huge opportunity available.
For startups?
For startups and students.
Because of the startup, what kind of problem statement they should be looking at if they want to ride the wave of semiconductor?
So they should be able to understand like what kind of services these companies are looking for basically. So let's say we have a good company called CAS Technologies from 𝐼SC Bangalore. So they have identified the problem of gas maintenance and gas systems basically. What happens is like if we can find out couple of niche areas in this particular domain where some kind of like understanding of engineering and automation if you be able to have, and then you could be able to solve big problems majorly in the safety and the EHS place basically.
So if they want to find the problem statement, what should be their roadmap?
To find problem statements, the roadmap is first they have to understand how these plants work and what kind of EHS norms they have and what kind of problems they are getting in the day-to-day operations. If they could be able to identify that, then they could be able to work on and come up with. I'll take a base example. Let's say we have vacuum pumps needed for these particular processes basically, and we find only a handful names of these companies from this particular vacuum pump manufacturer. So if somebody comes up with a thought and like if they would be able to create a vacuum pump manufacturing company from India for semiconductor grade, that would be great.
That's a very important point, yeah.
So these kind of ideas we could be able to have when we have a common forum like TechoVedas, where we are discussing with people about what could be the problems, and so that's where I feel TechoVedas is leading their way in it.
Great. Really nice talking to you, Syed. And thanks for your time. And we hope that there are a lot more incubations happening in your center.
And finally, I'm calling for people from Andhra and Visakhapatnam. If anybody are interested to join, we have a group basically where we are focusing on coming up with these ideas to take into larger scale.